Preparing to, setting up for YouTube Live.
You gotta do this.
3.
All right. Okay, this is the July 3rd Capital Select Board meeting. I'll call into order. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Hearing none. Moving on to item 3A, which is the meeting minutes from June 22nd. We have a motion to approve.
I found,
You did double
issue
duty.
there, yeah. Now I'm trying to find it again.
It was,
I
6A.
motioned and seconded.
It's 6A.
You motioned and
And
seconded.
that's what it says.
Okay. I'll fix that one.
No, not 6A. No, that's Paz motioned. But there was, where was it?
Oh, I thought it was right there. Oh, let's see. Let me find it. No, it's under 6A.
Appoint me as vice chair.
Yep, it is under 6A. It's the last line. Percy motioned to appoint Thomas Costa as vice chair.
Percy said, got it, yes.
Percy seconded.
Question is, do we remember who did what?
The
think we
recording
did it.
remembers.
I think we did it all.
The recording does.
I think we did both, didn't we? Or did we do a separate?
You did it second.
We did.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the recording. And the only other thing I had is just to put a accurate bent on it. In your report, Kevin, under the Sheepscot Cemetery, we reset 13 stones that week in June, right? I remember we talked about it at the meeting. I don't know how many we've done this year. Do you like 20 something?
I don't even count that, you can. I just fall.
Did you measure the weight that you carried?
It didn't have to be much. It was uphill. It was a wheelbarrow full of gravel uphill.
Both ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else?
Do we have a motion?
No.
No, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
A second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Yep.
Motion passes. Item 4, public comments, items not on the agenda. Now, Mike,
Oh, now Mike Morgan.
Oh, great.
or you?
It's the peanut gallery. It's the peanut M&M.
All right, hearing none.
Yeah.
Item 5A, final budget adjustment request for FY 26. Kevin, you can update us on this minor adjustment.
Actually, let Michelle take care
Oh,
of this one.
sorry, I didn't even remember you were sitting there, Michelle.
You're so quiet.
Michelle,
Wow. Let's
So
take it,
quiet.
you're so quiet.
We just have a few more bills that we're gonna hit for last fiscal year. And we had some deficit in a few expense accounts. We just wanna move some money from some accounts to cover those. So, we had, if you see my memo, we had fringe benefit, we had health insurance. And we had, retirement, and we had a little tiny supplies line that was gonna, go over. And we have some excess funds and new equipment and vehicle gas for the fire department. So, Kevin and I went through and we did a budget analysis to just double check our where we're at. And if we can transfer the funds that we're requesting, we will be able to cover the expenses for last year. We may have one small reach back for maybe 2 or 3 invoices that are just coming, but there's funds in those expense accounts. You may see that this meeting. But do you guys have any questions?
We borrowed too much from, in the budget adjustment number 1, we borrowed too much from general government. So that's why, part of the reason why we're asking for another budget adjustment is to fix those.
That's only $2,900.
It is. And your bottom line is still above 5 grand, so.
See no problem with that.
No, but it's, we're given the authority to do this, not staff. So
I will move to approve budget adjustment amounts as presented in the finance director's note.
Great, thanks.
Second.
Thanks, Tom. Any other discussion on this? Great, all those in favor? Motion passes. 5B, road maintenance contract for FY 27. Is there any amendments to this? This is,
Yeah, this was shared with you at the last meeting. The only thing that was asked of the board was to see the price list. So I've included, we were able to get a copy of the pricing list for each, if you will, for your review. And I really approve.
any questions?
It's not stated, but I assume that the materials prices are delivered with the town, just based on what they're,
Yes,
it's not that and then a truck.
no,
Delivered.
that is the,
Yep. Just
it's a fair
wanted to
question.
clarify, because it
Fair
does not
question.
say.
But the prices are
Yeah.
right in line with what
Oh, yeah.
I've been seeing.
Delivered pricing, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Then I'll make a motion. No. Page. I'll make a motion to authorize the town manager to sign the road maintenance contract with Hager Enterprises for fiscal year 2027.
Second.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Ben. Any other discussion, points, opinions? No? Okay, hearing none from the board, all those in favor? Motion passes 5 members. So it's fine. The abatement request. So a couple of, three abatement charges. Kevin, you want to update this?
It was a funky one.
Or, sorry. Who wants to do this, Michelle or Kevin or you guys?
I
Sorry, Michelle.
That's okay, no worries, I'm not usually here.
There's an abatement list, some errors that were made, and Jim brought them to our attention. They're kind of just strange. A building was in the wrong spot, and somebody's been taxed for it for some time, so. 3 years now.
And they just noticed, presumably.
It was from my 30-day notices,
Yeah.
they said we don't own that. It spurred
Oh,
the
that's what's caused it.
conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that piece of it. Just when Jim handed this to me, he said, "We gotta fix this." I said, "Yep." They don't own the property, then we probably shouldn't be taxed for it.
For the building.
The building, the lines in a weird place, maybe.
So on the flip side of that, has somebody been getting a discount?
That's a great question, and I don't have the answer to, but I'll ask Jim. I don't know if that person's also been taxed for it too.
In what?
I don't know if that person's been also taxed for
Yeah,
it too.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Like it's been double taxed for a period of time.
Yeah.
Good question.
I mean, the abatement makes sense to me, so just
Yeah.
asking about the other side. So we gotta do 2 motions here.
I'll move to accept the recommendation of Assessor Agent Murphy to 1, approve as presented by the select board items 12 and 13. Just this one motion.
Yeah.
And 2, motion to approve as presented by the board of assessors.
I'll second that.
All right. Thanks, Lucas. Karen, any other comments? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor? Motion passes 5 members. Item 6A, staff and board appointments committee appointments. And, yeah, I like this, we're just gonna lump it all together.
I was gonna say, you guys do this every year,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and so I don't know how you wanna just as listed in a motion, or if you wanna read them all, sometimes they do that too. Up to you.
All I know is this shows how many hats people wear.
Yeah.
There's many names repeated over and over. Do you want to read out or just?
Oh,
I would
we
just,
can just lump them.
I would suggest we
Okay.
lump them together. If there's any objection or comments about any of the names, we can amend them there.
I'll move to approve the appointments listed in Exhibit 1, firm staff appointments and appointing members as needed, if needed. I'm not sure what that's supposed
There's
to mean.
more members.
Isn't it? No, it's just 10. Move to approve the appointments as listed in Exhibit 1.
Second.
Thank you.
So now any comments or, objections to what's listed here?
There's nothing new, right? These are all
Correct.
the same ones that we had last year.
Or appointed throughout this past year.
Yeah,
For
okay.
example, Whitney Lee and
Yeah.
Bernie, well, Bernie's
Oh,
been
Bernie.
before, but Whitney Lee was appointed earlier this
That's right.
spring.
Well, did Michael just join the planning board this year?
Last
Oh, was
year.
that last year? Okay. They sort of blend together.
Yeah, it's usually 3 years, but.
Yeah.
It was finishing a term commitment.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so it's keeping them all staggered.
All right, so it sounds like your list is valid and, there's no other comments on this, so I'll take a vote. Those in favor? Motion passes 5 members. Item 6B, special town meeting. And, Michelle, I'm glad you're here. This is getting a little complicated. So do you want to walk us through the, living on a prayer here?
Yeah.
I mean, this is,
So we're gonna tag
she's
team
gonna,
it.
she's gonna kick this to me to get it started, because the first item, so the manager's memo in here delves into the 4 items, and I know my item commentary mentions 3, but there's actually 4 items that, I'd like the board to consider including as part of the warrant. We've been working to at least draft the language for the warrant that'd be presented to you at the next meeting. That would go to a special town meeting for the 10th, should you so choose. The first item is, we've been batting this one around, is the fire truck. Fire truck, we've already gotten approval previously to go bond for this fire. However, our audits are still not done. And that's the prayer piece, is I don't think it will be done by the time that this fire truck arrives and the time that we would have to get through the main bank. We're push pretty hard on our auditors to make sure that these are done in a more timely fashion and get us caught up. But I just don't think it's gonna be done for August 3rd.
The truck will be.
The truck will be here September now. Again, it
Yeah,
was-
October,
It's,
October, I don't know, it's,
Oh, I thought it was coming this month.
yeah, it got pushed back.
it got pushed forward and then it got pushed back. But I still want to make sure that we're lined up and ready to go, whatever route we need to, with town approvals. So, we were thinking about how can we come up with the other, the total truck cost is $656,000.
But wait, just for broad picture here. Without the audit, we can't go out for bond for the truck.
Correct, we cannot go to main bond bank.
No, right,
I've talked to the banks themselves. They're hesitant to loan to a municipal entity that is this far behind on its audits.
okay, so that's not,
It's
Something
really
we
not an
chose.
option we have right now.
it is what it is,
So
okay,
we're-
we get to deal with it
We're
now.
trying to finish, we are gonna continue to put the pressure on to get our
Okay.
auditors to catch us up.
I think we're pretty close on fiscal year 24. I've sent them so much stuff.
Yeah, they have everything they need from us. It's now a matter of them to go through the documents and prepare the reports.
Okay.
So could that one be ready for August 3rd? Maybe, but FY 25 would not be.
We need a commencement letter from the auditor saying it'll be done by this date to go through Main
So
Law.
is it possible? Yes, but it's a real tight. window to try to get this
Okay,
done.
so I just want to make sure.
So we want to make sure we have another option.
Okay.
Fire truck is, our bid came in at 656, and we've been preparing for that. We have $256,000 in our fire truck reserve now. What we don't have is $400,000 to come up with to pay for the rest. So, what's written in here is a proposal to address it. The first thing, our Lynch Road has finally finished up, and we had tucked some money over there from our unassigned fund balance for contingency. We barely touched the contingency. So we have $190,000 sitting in the severe storm account that could be, this would be a special town meeting article, move that 190 from the severe storm over to fire truck reserve. So that's one piece to now take that $400,000 gap and bring it down to $210,000.
I remember the town approved that
The town approved moving the
2 years ago.
unassigned fund balance. Yeah, it would have been, no, I think it was last August you moved money in, or no, it was on last September. Maybe it was October. It was last fall. We moved money out of our unassigned fund balance into the severe storm account to pay for the bridge.
Got it. Yep.
In anticipation of FEMA reimbursement.
Yep. Okay.
Obviously, that's taking a big hit on our cash flow. And when we look at all of our expenses between the truck, the bridge, the school bills, all of the things, are $3 million in the checking account until we start bringing in tax revenue. It's going to be a little tight. We're going to be down in the $200,000 range when you look at all of our expenses. So, anyway, let me go. We have a $210,000 gap. How do we fill the $210,000 gap? The next article question would be, can we raise and appropriate $210,000? In addition to what we've already budgeted. We haven't submitted we haven't brought forward the mill rate calculation form. I've given a couple copies that are in this document, versions of what that looks like. Nothing's been committed yet, and we're going to postpone commitment until this meeting, special town meeting, because we'd like to ask for $210,000 to essentially raise. How we're going to raise that 150 of it. So now you're down to 60,000 that we'd ask the taxpayers additionally to appropriate through their property taxes. The other $150,000, and you as a board already have authority to do this, but I think it's just cleaner for the auditors and everybody involved to understand you're taking money that has been sitting in essentially an assigned fund balance line that we can't touch unless you appropriate it into paper, reduce taxes. It's what it is, municipal revenue share. We brought in above budgeted for over the last few years, and then lost in FY24, and then gained more in 25 and 26, and budgeting for in 27. So what we do is basically we overinflate that number to reduce that assigned fund balance. So you would
What?
you overinflate a revenue line, or you overinflate what you're going to bring in from municipal revenue share for that year to basically deplete the line, or you make a motion to move the money out of the assigned fund balance into the budget.
I think overinflate is
Yeah.
Overestimate how much you're going to bring in. How's that? Overestimate how much you're going to bring in. Or you just make a motion as part of this that just says you're using this assigned fund balance money for this purpose. And you basically draw it out of the assigned fund balance
So
to reduce taxes.
this money is money that comes in every year from sales tax sharing
Municipal revenue shares and that sales tax, yep.
for sales tax. And whatever we budgeted for gets moved into,
Well, whatever we budget for gets used to offset, to lower the tax rate.
Whatever we budget for, right?
Whatever we
Right.
budget for as a revenue.
Yep.
Against our expenditures.
and the rest of it,
Lowers the budget. If it comes in, if more money comes in than what we budget for, it goes into the special assigned fund balance.
just there.
And it cannot be used for anything other than lowering taxes.
come to find out.
Come to find out, which I didn't realize when we got started, because it was never believed the state's projections, and I've been accurate every time. But I also have always like $25,000. Here's a way to make sure that we're making sure our bottom line is protected every year. Because if we go over on a budget line, we have that extra $25,000 offset. Well, it doesn't. It goes through a assigned fund balance, and I can't touch it. I've learned that in this process.
So that's not quite
But
all
you-
that's in there, but it's the bulk of it, the
Um,
150.
The 150, well, right now it's at, based on our FY '23, in the memo, there's a walkthrough about each year. So what happened is we have in the end of FY '23's audit report, it shows $353,000. However, in FY '24, there was an error in that calculation document that showed both other revenue line had the $25,000 in it, in the other revenue line, and it was in the line above it, which showed $325,000 municipal revenue sources. So it doubled the amount of assumed revenue for this, which means we've borrowed against that to reduce taxes. So that number was lowered significantly. In fact, almost depleted. And then each year since then, we've gained more money. So now we're at 153,000.
Yep.
And I'm asking to move 150 out of this to pay for the fire truck, or help reduce that $210,000 ask of the community. With a lot. Questions?
Yeah, I got a couple. So the bridge is open, we know that, we haven't been invoiced finally on that. There's, as far as you know, there's no change orders, anything that we have to, that might be hidden.
I am under the impression there are no additional change orders. I had 2 material change orders previously,
Yeah.
that we've accounted for. But I am not aware of any additional change orders. I do know, there was a question about moving one of the guardrails over, and that might influence this a little bit. Which might be, I'll have more information for you come warrant the 27th. So that might move that needle a little bit. But we also have additional money in certain scenarios.
Little side comment, I was part of that conversation. To me, I think that is something that the contractor always says, because it really doesn't meet code. So it's not change, I'm just saying,
Not a change order on our part.
I don't know.
Hope not either.
But yeah, so, my other question is, well, I guess the way to look at it is, we asked the town in a special meeting to move 199.79 back into our fund balance so that we can use it, or is it into our truck fund? So
It's moving it, it would be moving it from the severe storm reserve into the fire truck reserve fund.
okay.
That's what that action is.
And then all the other accounting that happens, that's extra difference, stuff that we can approve at the select board level.
The 150.
You can as a select board approve the 150.
Okay,
But I just, as an it would be easier as an article to understand what because your article to the community can be raise another $210,000. Well, I don't think the property taxpayer wants to pay $210,000. So how do you help them understand, well, we have this $150,000, we have to offset that.
Okay.
So having them make that motion, it's clean for the auditors as well. So having them say, let's use the assigned fund balance to pay for this fire truck in this fiscal year to help reduce that $210,000, and it might be able to do it in the article. Both sets of that, but that's the conversation with the attorney next week.
okay.
That's gonna require some explanation. That's confusing.
I've been working on that today,
Yeah.
trying to map those out. But I want to have a conversation with this board first to say, Article, do you want to do this?
Okay, so then one other question, I guess, regarding the procedure of the special meeting. We have tonight's meeting, we have the 27th. We are setting the special town meeting date.
Just looking for the date tonight.
Not the exact
The
one.
warrant is coming to you on the 27th.
So what if on July 26th, the accountant comes through with our audit report
You don't have to, you can just take those warrant articles out.
And then we
We
can,
still need the letter from them.
but
Well,
then,
yes, let's say they came through and got us everything.
in other words, in a perfect world, if everything falls into place and we can go get a bond, then we can kind of change this on 27th. So,
Well, and I will say this actually saves taxpayer money
Mhm.
because using the cash we have, and even if it's a $60,000 request this year, a raise of the taxes, the cost of the interest for those 10 years, this fire truck is $75,000. So this is actually saving taxpayers $15,000.
Yeah, I'm not making an opinion either way, but I'm
Right.
just saying we have to have our meeting before we have to actually.
Make a decision on this. Yeah, I just want you to be aware. I want the public to understand the, the complexity that we've had to figure out to make this work. Something else that came up was using overlay. And looking at that, the issue is you can't commit the overlay in the year that you use it. So if we were to commit, we should have done it last year. If we had known this was going to be an issue, last year we should have increased the overlay to give us resources available in this. So if we were to try to just take care of the mill rate to address some overlay, we'd have to wait until the next fiscal year to spend that money. So that was a good idea. I just then did some research and work to figure out how that can be appropriate. That was a lot. All right, so fire truck aside, that was the big one. And I gave you some exhibits of the mill rate calculators that under those different scenarios what happened. There was the initial scenario which we were proposing. There's one that shows you what it would be if we were to do nothing, just hope and pray that our auditor comes to us on the 26th and says, or the 27th and says, like, we're good. You're good to go.
We'd like that no matter what.
I would desperately appreciate that. And then I also gave you one which shows also just increasing the budget for the municipal revenue share, another 25, helping further offset that 60. It's an edge. I have no objection to doing that. I just, the only caution is I've seen municipal revenue share come in lower and lower the last 2 years. I don't think sales tax is as strong as it was 3 years ago. Even though state's projections are somewhere north of 450. So
Little options.
it's a little strong. And when I look at prior years' estimates versus what actually came to us, it's always well below what they project. So I feel bad for towns that just use their assumed number in their budget because they end up have a shortfall every year. All right, item 2, what we've called the new historic Newcastle. That's ensuring Newcastle's access to this federal funding. It's the piece that says if we get congressional discretionary spending through the budget reconciliation process, federal government, DOT is going to put in their share, and this is showing our share, which is about $940,000. So that is the request that would our community. We go bond this, and of course that's contingent on all the funding would come. Item 3, the core zoning codes, thoroughfares, thoroughfare article 3. A version was given to the board at the last meeting. The planning board is having a public hearing on Thursday of this week. Obviously, there's been a lot of ideas and thoughts that should be considered as part of that. And those amendments will be shared after the public hearing by the planning board, along with any other comments they hear at the public hearing to be considered and recommended to this board for you to use to then put in front of the public on August 10th. So that's the process for this one. This would repeal the road driveway and entrance ordinance as part of that process and incorporate it in our core zoning code. And then the last item, that's a lot already. I also know that, when we did our interlocal agreement for the fish ladder and related facilities, it was very supportive of both the select boards of Newcastle and Noblesboro. However, when we did this ELC ambulance, I realized interlocal agreements have to be taken to the town meeting governments. So in our situation for both towns. So at some point, I was like, well, we're having a special town meeting. We might as well just throw it on here, but I do know that this is a pretty big agenda. So that's what I have for this.
So
That's it.
That's it.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
How the fire truck's been pushed off? We just pushed fire truck question back a month.
You mean have another special town meeting in September?
September.
You
Yeah.
have to, it'll be another one. You have to have this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's the big deal? If it gives the auditors an extra month.
Oh, well, the
Well,
problem
we
is
missed
our
the bond.
application to the main bond bank is due August.
Never mind.
That's the deal. It's only twice a year. So,
So we're gonna miss that anyway.
I mean, they go to a different institution and then try to refile it on them, but.
Could go to First National or one of the local banks to fund us for this truck until we get eventually in bond bank, but that's always an option, but I can't without the audits done. So yes, and no.
You're talking about getting like a gap loan?
Gap loan or just financing it through bank, but they would still want our audits. At least the FY 24, if not also the 25. Because now is also 26.
26 is over.
Yeah, I mean, usually that audit would be done in January. So if I can push our auditor for the next, we just stay thumb on them until January, hopefully we can get all three done. That's my goal. Gotta have a goal.
I think the good news is that we're not at risk of default payment for the truck that's gonna arrive. In other words, we have two options at least.
Hmm.
So I think we're,
Yeah, you have the cash, you just need to process to move it around.
And our intent initially was to finance part of it, thinking, you know, it's a long-term piece of capital that we would have future taxpayers help pay for because they'll reap the benefit of it. So, and that's why I'm going to do the loan a bit initially anyway. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, we've got options at least.
so look at the motion. So we're just setting the date tonight.
Yeah, I'm just asking for approval of dates so we can start getting the information out. I mean, I've already been saying we're gonna have a special town meeting on the 10th. When I don't have your yes, so I feel weird without having the board has called for a special town meeting. I'll have the warrant proposed and drafted for the 27th.
We've been planning on it for a long time.
We have been, but I have any formal,
Yeah.
yes, let's do it.
So is August 10th a regular select board meeting night?
It
Yep.
is.
That's a lot, and a select board meeting. We'll be here until midnight.
I do not intend to have a lot on the agenda for you on the 10th. I will not be here.
So, inverse of my question, is there any of the other three items that we could put off to another special town meeting?
Well, definitely the interlocal agreement. So we're working on, we're operating as if it's in place and there's no real concerns related to it. It's just something that does need to be addressed at some point. The thoroughfare matters because of its impact on potential project on Mills Road. I have access to resources, funding, and more funding if it can be spent before December. So having the thoroughfare approved, I can move forward with getting a lane done, potentially designed, and there's enough money out there to have it built. So that's, for me, that's a reason why I'd love to see something approved related there, so I can go hire an engineer who isn't trying to approve something that is legal.
I don't think there's, I mean, my opinion about this is, I don't think we've had a lot of in-depth conversation and controversy in this article, but you never know. But I don't know. I mean, nothing's been sort of stewed, let's put it that way, so I don't know.
Well, the
There's gonna be
new historic
questions.
Newcastle,
There's gonna be questions.
that's a chunk of money people talk about.
I mean, we've done a lot of these Newcastle Next series conversations have talked about both the Mills Road project and the historic Newcastle in the context of the conversations are happening now in preparation for August 10th discussion at a special town meeting.
As long as people that have been to those discussions show up for that meeting. Yeah.
Well, ideally, everyone shows up for these meetings and shares their opinion, but more people are already well educated on it before someone is trying to explain it to them.
I feel like anything that has to do with the fire truck will get support. That's never the contentious issue.
No, but the moving money piece is confusing.
It is confusing, yes.
But I think it could be explained this by Michelle. Pretty easily. Thank you, Michelle.
No pressure.
We've been moving.
I bet. That's what I felt like. What is?
It is a lot. It's a lot to explain, but
Yeah.
it's, you break it into three sections. One, you're just moving money from one fund account into another fund account, I'll pay for it. You are having to raise taxes a little bit, only $60,000, and you can show what the pennies changes on the mill rate. And that's done by these two actions. You're allowing us to raise 210, but you're paying for 150 of it with money we have sitting in a separate savings account. That's it. That's what that is.
Because it would be one option going on the warrant, not all of them,
That's the option that would go on the warrant.
according to what the board wants.
You still already have approval to bond. And technically could still bond. And then use all this money sitting in a fire truck reserve for the future.
I think the question, item 2 is, are we over leveraging ourselves with bonds? And that's the simple question. The answer is not really. I mean, we have a bond rating now that's exceptional. We don't, loan to revenue.
What, yeah,
Yeah,
our debt
yeah,
load is so low.
Yeah.
Um,
According to the state, and that we see that too, and we didn't hear that. So,
and even though things that we've gotten approved, we really haven't even borrowed for any. In part because our audits are behind, but once those are caught up, those other points might be moved and we move on to other things that we want to bond, including, a full streetscape redesign. I mean, I'm really energized by the idea that there could be real positive change for the downtown,
sure.
but the community has to say they want it too.
And I don't think there's a lot of, I think the agreement for official hire is,
It's an easy,
it's 3-man vote.
yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal at all.
And I don't intend to have a heavy agenda for you that night either. I will be likely, if I'm participating, it'll be remote. Having surgery at the very end of the month. I think my recovery will take me into that week.
It better.
You won't be here.
Oh, I got-
Lose his number, we won't be able to zoom him in.
I got
Months,
Michelle.
I'm just gonna.
The drugs am I on? So that's why Michelle and I've been working very closely the last week to fully understand all of the elements of this so that you guys are comfortable with how to forward.
It's great. It's laid out. Great. Really is.
Can I move to set the special town meeting date for August 10th, 2026, at 7 p.m. in the Fire Station Community Room?
Second.
Thanks, Rufus. Thanks, Ben. Further discussion? Is there any questions from the audience? No?
The M and M's.
Wouldn't it be M and N?
Yes.
Well, M and M's are, there's lots of M and M's.
Oh, you're right.
This-
Container does contain more than
Yeah,
just two.
Two, yeah.
I mean, it's plural.
Okay, let's take a vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Yes.
Passes 5 members. And then item 6C. Yes,
For the warrant, we're gonna try to write, do we know which way we're going on that for the article? But,
Well, I'm gonna put all of them on there.
okay, we're gonna have two, that's so different, okay, sorry.
I'll put all of them on there and they can, if they want to change it, we'll just have to change it, have them come in to sign.
Okay.
Does that work?
Sorry.
item 6C, select board priorities.
Good follow-up though.
Yeah. All right, so, let's jump into this. Have it again.
Yeah, I usually have done a lot more prep work for you for these discussions. It's been a whirlwind of a month or so. And I included the submission we had in the annual report from the select board, because that really delves into last year's priorities and the work that went into all of those elements and where we stand on them. Some of them are residual, like, yes, Lynch Road is done. However, I'm still putting a lot of pressure on FEMA to make sure that we get our funding. I don't think this is a heavy lift. I don't want to continue that on at all as part of like the priorities of the select board, because it is, from your perspective, it's more just a staff thing to keep an eye on. I look at the Public Works Working Group. I think the working group is done at this point. Having them involved in some of the public meetings, like we've just started last week, the Newcastle Next conversation series started delving into the public works. Today we had coffee and conversation, and a few members of the public showed up to talk a little bit about more in depth about how we help explain or think about why this is a good thing or not. So there's a growing interest in solving this one. So I want to make sure that this discussion stays on until November as something that the board prioritizes, and therefore staff feel confident to keep pushing for at least asking the community if they want to have an interlocal agreement with Damerscott. Mills Road site also, hoping the thoroughfare effort moves forward. That's like the piece before saying, let's find our partners in building this into housing. Battery lending program is done. Here, it's available. Residents should know that we have batteries available. In fact, I'm using one to run the camera and keep our computers charged for this meeting. No cords are on the floor, and no one's tripping over them, and we don't have any gaffer tape anyways, so. Suggested duct tape, but apparently there's a lot of residual that comes with it, so I learned about gaffer tape tonight. We are still in the process of working with CV and Mayor on the first responder housing that could or would be attached, or the second building back over here where the old town office used to be. They're doing a public presentation, I think, at the beginning of August. So when that information comes out, I'll share that. So that's going to continue to carry on, and I do think the other two items are strong contenders for staying on this list going into next year. So that's what I wanted to open with, is like I think that we're continuing to carry on, but there's room for other things that you guys want to work on. There really is, which is exciting, because I've been working on these for feels like 2 years now. Yeah. And I gave you the list from last year. I've updated it to show you sort of what's still out there. A lot of these are action items that came from your comprehensive plan.
Right.
And additional items that you have shared with me before. So my question to you was, how do you want to proceed? Do you want to have a workshop? Do you want me to just do surveys with you? Do you want to share some ideas of things that you'd want to be considered as part of your priorities for the year?
So let's remind ourselves, the way we've done it over the past 3 years since we've kind of that workshop where we
We did
do
a workshop last year.
sort of
Yeah.
brainstorming on the board, right? We've done kind of survey. We've done that, I think, last year. Well,
You've done workshop and you've done survey approach, and both have value in terms of time commitment and I do think you have a rather comprehensive list of things we should or could be working on. There's other things that have arise. They're on there. Like there's nothing new to me that has popped up recently that we need to tackle, but they're there. What do you want to do?
I think we should have a dedicated workshop.
Yeah, I think the conversation is important to sort of make sure we're on the same page on all these and figure out.
I think if we're gonna have 5 things that we want town manager to focus on and sort of be the crux of the coming year, then yeah, we need to workshop it. Is that okay?
but hey, I think we've been spending a lot of these in the last few years, we've been embracing this process of coming up with priorities. I think sure the town manager feels challenged and is happy with what they do. What your charge is for the year coming ahead. So it's helpful for you, it's helpful for us. It's just time, whatever the process is. Maybe workshop with the rubrics or something like that. Vote on it.
It'd be like end of August, maybe.
Yeah,
You want to wait that long?
well.
You
what
can't do
else
it
will we
next, we're not doing it next week.
I was thinking about doing it. Yes, not next
You're
week,
not
the
here.
week after.
You're here for like an hour.
3 days.
Are you
We'll have a
here?
lot to do.
You want to
do that? Or you
No.
the night?
No, you have enough to do.
You got plenty.
You'll have been on vacation. Listen to us. You'll have been on vacation, you'll be back for 3 days, and then you're going out. No,
All right, end of August.
after.
All right.
Perfect.
Or we could do it the week before or the third weekend.
Our second meeting.
No, I was gonna say we do it as a true
Oh,
workshop.
I'm sorry, as a workshop.
I was gonna say we do it as a true workshop.
So in between our
Yeah.
10th and our 27th, 24th.
Would that be, so we're just focused on that, we're not
Mhm.
watching the clock.
Yeah, no, I agree, workshop, an hour or two.
Okay.
What is there, whatever we.
24th.
That's the board. That's the board meeting.
The
There's
24th is our second meeting.
Oh, is there a second meeting? So
17.
17.
Can you do 6 o'clock?
Sure, why not?
Let us do 10.
Yeah. Just buy pizza.
Well, I was gonna say we'll just bring a pizza or 2.
Well,
Not just me, all of this.
it's not just for me.
Bring them to the workshop.
It'll be fine. It'll be great.
You can invite the kids to the workshop.
Molly might have to know. I never know.
We can do 7, I don't wanna put you.
6 o'clock, fine, if there's food, okay.
I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Not a challenge.
I'm gonna guess that they won't go hungry.
They will.
They're not 5 and 6 years old.
No.
They know where the fridge is.
Like they can even drive.
I
I
just,
bet a few of them can cook.
there is a Newcastle Next series. And we do another potluck on that Wednesday.
The
What
19th.
No, I mean, the second week, right before my, That Wednesday.
Yeah.
There's the potluck, so.
The night.
The night before?
5 o'clock,
Sorry, when is that, the 22nd?
29th, I think.
Yeah.
29th.
Yeah.
I love this town, can I say?
We appreciate that, but you don't need to kill yourself.
I'm not. I'm gonna have a nice vacation. Right? I'm gonna have a resting period.
It's not right.
Okay, so what day are we having workshop? I missed
August.
it. Thank you.
Well, we'll get that out.
Okay,
Shell took some notes. I see that. Thank you.
And you said potluck is next Wednesday.
Not next, not the 22nd,
I'm sorry,
27th.
seventh rather.
I'm skipping next week. There is no conversation series happening next week. I will not be here.
The Wednesday after next.
It's the 22nd.
2 Wednesdays for Wednesday.
29th.
Yeah.
2 Wednesdays, okay, the 29th and Harry Thomas. So another potluck, okay.
Yeah,
They're well
I'm
attended.
getting the greatest number of people showing up. So might as well keep doing it.
Yeah.
And new people last time.
Yeah,
That was
we did
great.
a bunch.
Great.
Sorry, I made it
It's okay.
right in the middle of,
me too.
At 5 o'clock,
I mean.
send the kids here. There have been leftovers.
I'll be.
There won't be.
Okay, they need to go at the end of the line.
All right, so, if you're all good on this discussion, it's want to move on to fiscal warrants. We have 2 warrants. Oh, Bear with me.
Fine, I'll go ahead and make the motion to find it.
Okay.
Move to approve the fiscal year 2026 24th AP warrant for $97,157.76. And the fiscal year 2027 AP warrant number 1 for $367,979.83.
Great, thanks. Thanks, Tom. All right,
I just had a question. As I look through them, most everything on here is a negative number, right? It's all coming out of, or it's a number coming out of a line item. But then sometimes there's a positive and they all look the same. Is there any way to differentiate a positive from a negative here?
Are you looking at the AP warrant?
Yeah, for instance, the post legal fee reimbursement is money coming in.
Oh,
And it just
we-
looks like all the other numbers that are being charged.
Yes, I'm not seeing negative on mine, so.
I'm not, we're.
No, I'm saying that
That's
nothing's negative,
that's not
nothing's,
coming in.
Actually, it's actually being
It's paying.
paid out.
why is it?
It came in and we had to pay out.
To the Board of Overseers of the Bar.
Because that was the attorney's fee for all of the work done related to that for the last 7
Oh,
years.
It's
okay.
it's a wash for us.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Zero cost to us.
okay.
So we received a check from the defendant. Received a check from the defendant for the exact same amount that we wrote a check to the
Okay.
Board of Overseers.
Okay, got it. So we didn't see the income for that one. That doesn't get
It wasn't-
reflected in the warrants. It's just
No,
what
this
came.
is just
Correct.
what's paid out.
Okay, got it. But I saw that and I thought that was the incoming, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
AP
okay.
is accounts payable.
okay,
So that's what we paid out.
This one,
that does make sense.
that one took me a minute because I kept reading it. Post reimbursement. What?
Yeah.
Is there a pre-reimbursement?
Yeah.
Now posting the reimbursement?
So many characters.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I had to read it like 3 times.
Okay, so we don't need to worry about negatives and positives. I just thought that was the income for me. I was like, why is that? Okay,
You're not alone.
I got it. Or now I have it. No question.
Anything else? So all those in favor?
Yep.
Motion passes 5 members, and we'll move into, town manager report, please.
I got it. Unbelievable.
I've already been mentioned tonight, Lynch Road, the Mill Bridge, according, that's the state named Mill Bridge, opened on Friday. A bunch of people there at 9 a.m., but it actually opened at 2. Because some of the last few contractors didn't show up on Thursday, so they came Friday morning and screwed up their fun plan. But we managed to get them to stop and move their vehicles over, so Marva could drive her car across the bridge and back as sort of the maiden voyage. So, actually, Morgan was there, so thank you, Morgan, for coming to take some photos and get a good chuckle out of it.
Just want to make sure it really worked
Yep, twice.
one time.
So now our next step is really just working to make sure we get our FEMA reimbursement.
I just want to say, that little parking lot before the bridge, awesome. I don't know what you can do with it, but I just,
Collect trash.
yeah, collect trash, go for a walk.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a nice.
It's a nice view.
Easy
I mean,
to
like, it's a
access.
really
Yeah.
unique spot. Right there by the water. It's beautiful.
It is, no, so.
The sunset there is worth hanging out for.
And you know, if we had a public works department,
Yeah,
we could put a bench, trash can, picnic table,
Gee,
spitball.
It's a beautiful little setting.
Yeah.
And you can look, if you look closely, there's brick remnants all along the shore there.
Yeah.
There's a brickyard there
Yeah.
back in the day.
back in the day, the 1850s probably.
One thing we're working on right now is as we prepare the tax bills after August 10th, we're going to certify when we send them. We're planning to do an insert. This next year will be another reval year. So we're going to inform residents about that. But we'd also like to use that opportunity to talk maybe a little bit about the Federal lending program, signing up for the agenda distribution, because we're up over 150 members of the community are a part of it now. I want to continue to grow that. I'm just trying to think about other things that should be included in that insert.
What happened?
We have 2 sides of the page.
That's true.
So we have actually 3/4 of the page. Jim wants a whole quarter of the page. We'll see. But if there are other things that we should be promoting, please let us know. I've only racked my brain around to promote that and the agenda distribution. That's what I got for those. That Newcastle Next series, we've now had, I think, 5 meetings and 2 coffees. It's been great. Continuing to see new people show up at meetings, some of the repeats, but just people engaged. We need to learn more about what's happening in Newcastle. So if you aren't aware of it, email me, get on the agenda distribution so you can continue to stay involved. And we have a landing page with more information on the website. It's the first thing on the news announcements, takes you right to it. Gives you links to all the presentations, all of the recorded sessions. Yes.
That brings to mind maybe something to mention if it's gonna be up and running, so we can do the website.
Yeah, soon. That's the best I can do. I've asked the firm that's doing this work that be done before the end of August.
And the bills, tax bills are going out.
As soon as I can get them,
August,
like the next day.
August 11th.
Okay.
I mean, the part of the August 10th asks for us to go tax 60,000 more. So we need to do that first before we commit to
Right.
taxes.
But maybe even if it's not up and running, we know what our name is, our domain
The
name.
website. Yeah.
So maybe we can put something in there, look for our new website under. blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
where you can sign up for additional notifications.
Text message,
text message
that's part of
program.
it, letting.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
Go ahead, Mark.
You have done a good job with these meet and greet events,
Thanks, Mel.
but doesn't touch the working class And how do we approach that? Because they are the vibrancy of the people who have hours like mine. We're gonna disappear in 15 years.
So now, when you say that, you mean the scheduling of meetings are.
That it should be some evening stuff, that we catch people, who can't get during regular working hours.
I mean, they're either at 5 o'clock or, right?
Yeah, I've done the later one after dinner. I've done the before dinner and we do dinner here, and I've done the morning thing. I struggle and I'm trying to do different days of the week. I'm personally not ready to give up my weekend for this, but I would love to hear other ways I could try to engage. I mean, one thing we were talking about during coffee today was doing some of these sessions in people's homes. So if somebody were to open their home up and say, hey, you can come host an event here and I'll invite my neighbors. That might at least engage that neighborhood or that area. And I'm open to that idea. I just guess I need help figuring out how I'm gonna connect with people. That's the challenge. You're right. I'm not reaching every asset of our community. Definitely don't have young people there.
Certainly, you're covering this pretty well.
I am. And they're a large contingent of our community too, so.
Yes.
Mal, are you suggesting like later in the evening, like at 7 o'clock or something? Maybe.
Well, I got you and Michael here for tonight. I keep my battery lending program. Please reach out if you're interested in knowing more. I mentioned I'll be out of the office. I'm taking vacation starting this Wednesday and all of next week. I mentioned it, but I wasn't here. I'll be here the 27th, 28th, 29th. I am having surgery on the 30th, and I will likely be out for a week and a half at the very least. And probably working remotely for a little bit. As I usually keep on here, the future select board agenda items, video surveillance policy. Some people have asked me, is this Flock? Are you talking about Flock?
Yeah.
No. I got a grant to put some cameras on our buildings, just for security. They are not Flock cameras, and the purpose of the cameras is to protect our equipment, not report on our people. So that's what this policy is intended to address, and we'll come to the board at a later date. Just other priorities right now, and we haven't put up the cameras. It's no rush. And then I did just hear recently from the sponsor, the individual who launched the Tour de Gourd Pumpkin 5K last year, where we closed the road for a short period of time. He's looking to do it again next year or this year. So road closures are the board's decision for events like this. So yeah, why not?
Good. All right, thanks. Motion to move into executive session under Title I, Section 405.6.d, consultation with an attorney.
Yeah.
Second.
Great, all in favor? Great, unanimous.
Is
Any action after?
To be honest, I don't know. What,
There is no action after.
Okay.
yeah, and certainly not the second one.
You stopped.
I'm figuring out how to do that.
walk anyway. Move a few minutes. Ready?